One of the first mistakes we see all the time, and what we did by ourselves, is just stretching the hell out of it in terms of, especially for hip flexors or adductors, or trying to do back bending. If the back bending gets better, my lower back pain will get better. At least for myself, it doesn't lead anywhere. Is only to more back pain. It's not that stretching is bad or not working. It's just like, if there is no problem in terms of less flexibility, it's more like a thing, like Benny said before. It's just a thing of the holding is too much, and stretching will not change anything of that in this situation.
And there's nothing wrong with stretching in the right sort of context as well. It's definitely not saying this or that. It's more so just looking at when we're in pain. It's sort of like, imagine you're a child and you're really struggling with something and you're overwhelmed and you're in the middle of the room under a blanket and you're in the fetal position, and then someone comes in and tries to pry you open. Like, how comfortable is that? And what your instinct will be is, no, I'm not safe. I'm just going to close back up again. And the more someone continues to try and force you to change, it's not safe to change yet. So this is the same sort of thing. Like, often the lower back pain is there as a protective response to situations that we don't or didn't feel at the time that we had the resources to be able to handle. And so stretching in this case is like saying, well, no, let all that go and just go further than what you feel safe to go. And so no wonder it doesn't work for a lot of people. And so we want to essentially be able to let the body open up again and establish safety as we're moving this area and the surrounding areas. Which brings us to the next common mistake, which is over focusing on core strength. It's sort of like, well, if I can stabilize my body enough, if I can brace my abs enough, then the area won't move and then it won't get aggravated.
I know you did this by yourself, and I did this by myself really extensively. Like, it started off with just simple movements like back squats and deadlifts, and then kettlebell training and gymnastics and all that stuff, which are there to build core strength, just to realize it didn't change anything in terms of pain. It was more like stable in 1 millimeter, and then when there was movement happening a bit beneath that, then the pain was even worse.
Yeah.
It is it was more like, okay, here is stable and this is dangerous. And for myself, this led to extensively pains. Like when I woke up one night, I wanted to get up to take some painkillers, and just getting up, my whole system collapsed and I was falling down because of the intense pain. So core strength was not the solution for myself and for many people I see out there. I also work with athletes, and they are pretty strong in core strength, but they also have back pain. So it's just like, okay, this is maybe not the right way to approach back pain.
Yeah. So it's often we create this box, this safe box to live in. And it's like, as long as I don't move out of that box, then I'll be okay. But this can be a way to mask the pain, because often the pain happens when we're not thinking about it. You might just be reaching into the car and grabbing something, or brushing your teeth, or tying your shoelaces up, and then you go into that area and boom, it's unstable, or you haven't spent time moving in that way, and then the body goes into a bit of a jolt and shock, and then the pain can present when things start to press on other things, nerves, all of that sort of stuff. And so just bracing in one position isn't really going to protect us from that. We need to actually have, it's almost like if you're moving in space around you, think about the amount of space that you can occupy, like it was a big circle. What's the level of space that I can explore safely? So core strength, while there's not an inherent problem with it, it's often making that circle smaller that we can explore. And so we're going to do something different. And it's about safely expanding that capacity, which brings us into the last bit about being hyperprotective of your back.
This goes often hand in hand with core strength. Like, I'm not allowed to use my back in a movement like this, or I have to keep my back all the time in a neutral position. All the stuff which is still out there, it's getting better because those cues are, yeah, decades old and they get more and more disproved, but they are still hanging around. And this hyperprotective mechanism is not really a useful thing because the body is made to move. Just watching the body that with every breath, the whole system is moving, made things pretty clear that the system is made to move and not to stay still.